today, as much as it was a step in the right direction, do you feel like there's still kind of things that you're looking to see from your group?
I like tonight. I thought we built innings. We created stress. Shohei just missed 2 homers. That could have certainly changed, the run scored tonight for us. One of those balls that Michael hit was into a double play, hit it hard. So we took our walks, a lot of traffic, really got to the starter. So I think offensively, very sound, back to kind of who we are. And I thought Dustin was fantastic tonight.
When you look at just how impressive he's been since this return, what about it has just kind of really stood out? And when you looked at how the stuff played tonight, you talked about how his morale was just, do you see his confidence kind of returning back to the guy he used to be?
Yeah, I do. I think that with Dustin, there's always been a confidence in himself, but I think that the efficiency of the pitches, the flooding the strike zone, the ability to strike the secondary pitches, get the swing and miss when he needs it. I think the confidence is really building and is sustainable. I think it's real. He's understanding, how to get major league hitters out left and right. I thought this was a good test for him in the sense that there are a lot of left-handed hitters in the lineup, and he really handled them really, really well tonight. And so it's certainly another stepping stone for him.
How much easier is life offensively when you have the main 3 or the top 3 guys in the order and kind of playing like they did tonight?
It was great. It was great. Even in the first inning, Mookie's been kind of grinding, and Shohei gets a 2-out hit. Mookie hits a homer, just kind of gets us on the board, get a lead, and Freddie comes up and just doing what he does, taking good at bats. Even that third at bat to get the guy over was huge, and Will driving in a run. Those guys, they're perennial all-stars for a reason, and having them do what they do is certainly helpful. But even today, I thought Muntz took some really good at bats, got on base 3 times, which was certainly helpful too.
Is Dustin a different pitcher at all, just from where he was pre-season?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's certainly been through a lot in the last couple of years, or even you could even say the last 4 years. There's been a lot of maturity. I think that he understands that more is not always more as far as effort or trying to bully hitters. He knows how to pitch and make pitches. I just think he's also he manages emotions a lot better than he did as a younger pitcher. And he's gotten a lot better.
Everyone kind of pointed to the fastball velocity when he first came up. But you kind of touched on how much does that breaking ball kind of change things for him now?
It's huge. I think that as a young pitcher, even before his last surgery, he just everything was hard, and he didn't have anything to slow a hitter down. And now he's got that sort of sweeper type pitch or whatever, and just to get him off the velocity. And he's always kind of been an east-west guy, but now to work the front back, he's just more of a dynamic pitcher now.
Is he purposely easing back on trying to throw as hard, and that's helping his command, or is this just sort of a natural byproduct?
I think it's a natural byproduct. There's still 97 in there, but I think that he's understanding that if you execute a pitch, you kind of keep hitters off balance. There's a way that you can chew up outs, go deeper in games, and then when you need to reach back for more, it's in there. But I did see that sometimes, the overthrow. There were a few overthrows in there tonight, and he doesn't necessarily need that, but there's velocity still in there, though. Yeah.
Will has really been able to kind of cash in those situations with runners in scoring position. What have you seen from him?
He's just really good with runners in scoring position. He controls the strike zone. He can hit to the big part of the field. He can hit with 2 strikes. And so, the base hit up the middle, riding a breaking ball out to drive in the next run. He's a very good hitter, but with runners in scoring position, he's one of our top few on this team.
Just considering his second half last year and he had a hot start last year too, but is it good to see him, you know, coming out? Like, do you notice anything different from at the end of last season?
Well, I think that obviously the grind of a season, I think, is taxing on a catcher. This year, he's come in healthy. So I think that number one, most important, he's healthy, and he's certainly off to a good start. And, you know, yeah, we're going to keep managing his workload, but I know he'd like to be in there every single day, but just keeping his legs fresh, keeping his mind sharp, keeping him healthy is really important.
Dave, you had double-digit hits tonight in a game for the first time all season, your last team to do that. Does that say anything about just kind of the approach of the offense, or you just kind of look at tonight as a step in the right direction?
I think step in the right direction. We've certainly hit some homers, but I still believe that we have hits in there, and that is surprising that we're the last team to get to double-digit hits. So hopefully it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, most of the production coming 1 through 4. What did you kind of see out of the 5 through 9 line today?
You know what? I thought Tommy took some good at bats, just didn't get rewarded. I think Tommy's still hitting the ball hard, swinging at strikes, taking balls. Michael got on base twice, obviously the double plays early, and I thought Max took some good at bats tonight.
The last two, not last two, but the two long balls hit by Shohei, did you think it?
Yeah, I thought he got them both. He took really good swings. There was just so much moisture in the air, and then when there's moisture in the air, the ball just doesn't travel well. And fortunately, Mookie homered in the first inning before all that moisture started to settle in. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.